I'm January. So if today's the first time I was stopping by my channel, you're welcome. So today I'm excited to share with you how I achieved this full makeup look for beginners. All right. So you're learning how to apply makeup as a beginner, or you're looking to improve your skills. Join me, let's learn together. Let's practice together and let's get better together. All right. And if you find the video that I'm about to share with you helpful, please do not hesitate to give me a thumbs up and please subscribe and hit the notification icon below so you'll be the first to be notified whenever I upload new video. All right. Thanks for watching. Let's get started. First, let's start with our primer. I chose the mattifying primer because I have this combination of oily and a dry face, all right? So I chose the mattifying primer, all right? All I need is a pea-sized amount of primer into my fingertips. Use whatever works for you. Some people may prefer to use a brush, but for me, I use my finger. All right, starting from my T-zone, which is the cheeks and around my nose. These are probably where I have some pores, and I apply them evenly around my face using my hand, as you can see. After these steps, I kind of allow the primer to sit, giving it a minute or two before applying my foundation. All right, these steps allow me to create a smooth surface to ensure that my foundation, my makeup stays longer. Next is my brow. So the first thing I did first, I got a brush to kind of brush them to the spoolie to ensure all the hairs align in same direction. I chose a pencil, all right, because I feel I'm more comfortable using a pencil. Some people may use a gel, but for me, I use a pencil because I'm used to using a pencil, all right. And next, I map out lightly where I want my brows to be. To find the start, I hold the pencil vertically against the side of my nose. Now, as you can see, it's time to fill in the stroke. But before doing that, I draw out where exactly I want my brows to be. Using the light stroke, I kind of mimic the natural direction of my brow hairs. All right, starting from the inner corner and move outward. The key here is to use the light hand to create this hair-like stroke rather than draw a very harsh line. Right, you can see that I'm trying to avoid that. All right, and depending on what you want, you can build up colors. Continue with the stroke techniques, gradually building up the color. For me, I focus on the spare area that keeps the stroke light and precise. All right. Remember, it's easier to add more than to remove it from if you apply too much. All right. You want to define the shape. For more defined look, you can outline the bottom edge of your brow with a slightly longer stroke. This gives a more polished shape while still maintaining a natural appearance. All right. For me, I blend. I love to blend. I blend the pencil strokes. Brush. While I'm blending, I ensure that my pencil brushes through my brows in the direction of my hair. That is really important. All right. To soften any harsh line and blend the color seamlessly. For some people, this is optional. You can decide to use a brow gel. For me, I prefer the pencil. All right. I set my brows with clear tinted brow. If you want to do that, sometimes I just keep that. All right, so this will keep your hairs in place and ensure that your brows stays all day. Now it's time to conceal our brows, alright, to define our brows. So using the LA concealer and the flat angle brush, I start from my inner corner of my brow, carefully tracing along the lower edge of my brow, alright. I use a short, precise stroke to outline the entire lower brow. This, I think, will highlight the brow bone and give this lifted appearance. Alright, and I blend. Blending is the key. After outlining the lower brow, I blend the concealer downward into my eyelid. This will create a smooth transition and ensure there are no harsh lines. Alright, you can use the same flat brush or whatever works for you. You can switch to a fluffy blending brush for a softer blend. Alright, to me, I use a flat brush. Alright, applying the matching colors, for me, I use a lighter concealer and a darker concealer. Alright, take the concealer that matches your skin tone and use a flat angle brush to outline the upper edge of your brow. Start from the inner corner and work your way to the tail. That's how I'm comfortable doing mine, so you can do whatever works for you, following the natural shape of your brow. These steps kind of help me with the upper edge without making it look highlighted. So I blend outwardly for the upper side of my brow. I blend outwardly. Once the upper edge is defined, blend the concealer upward into your forehead. Alright, this will help the concealer blend seamlessly with your foundation, leaving no visible lines. Alright, because that's the goal. Again, you can refine your brows. So after blending, check your brow for any areas that may need additional definition or blending. You can go back in with your spoolie to brush through your brows and ensure the hairs are all in place. Alright, so after then, you may want to set with your powder. This is optional, so it depends. If you have oily or you want extra stain powder, lightly set the concealer with a translucent powder. It's more easier for me to set my concealer. Alright, all I use is a small brush to apply the powder. You can use a small brush. You can use a makeup brush, whatever works for you. Next is our foundation. The key to a flawless foundation application starts with a well-prepared skin. Alright, so before you begin, you want to ensure that your face is clean, moisturized, and with your primer absorbed properly. Alright, And based on the fact that I already applied my primer, I chose my right foundation that matches my tone, my skin tone, and that is important. You want to choose the right foundation that matches your skin tone. All right, whether you prefer a liquid or a powder foundation, make sure it offers the right coverage you need that suits your skin need. For me, I usually go for a full coverage because I had a breakout that left my face with some blackhead and some hyperpigmentation. All right, and so pump or pour a small amount of foundation into back of your hands, depending on how your foundation comes. My foundation comes with a pump, so I usually just open it or pump a little into my hand or just apply it directly. All right, this helps kind of control and makes it easier to pick with your brush or your sponge. All right, you can use a brush, you can use a sponge or your fingers. All right, for me, I prefer the sponge. I'm more comfortable using the sponge. So you can use a foundation brush, a makeup brush, or anything that works well. So now it's time to conceal our face. So using the LA Girl concealer, we're going to conceal our face with using these two shades, the lighter and the darker one for under our eyes. All right, I choose a shade that matches my skin tone for a better covering finish. All right, I apply the concealer starting from under my eyes using the LA concealer brush itself. I apply the lighter concealer in an upside down triangle shape under my eyes. This not only conceal my under eye bags or any puffiness or any dark circle, but it also highlights and lift the face. So what I do, I dab an amount. Depending on your skin issue, you can decide to dab a small amount from the inner corner of your eyes down towards the cheek and then back up towards the outer corner of your face. All right, for blemishes and redness, use a concealer that matches your skin tone. All right, do not conceal directly under the blemish or area of redness. A small brush can help with the precision application. All right, so blend with a sponge or brush. For me, I think I prefer blending. For some reason, I'm so used to sponge, right? I prefer blending concealer with my sponge. Use a dark makeup sponge to brush the concealer. For under your eyes, you want to gently dab your sponge or your brush to blend the concealer into your foundation. You want to avoid dragging or pulling the skin to prevent creasing. All right. Then after this process, you want to set your powder, all right, to prevent the concealer from creasing or to ensure it lasts all day. You can set it with a translucent setting powder. All you need is just a small fluffy brush to lightly dust the powder over the conceal the areas. All right, so for your under eye, you can use the baking technique by applying generous amount of powder. For me, I use the Ben Nye baking powder that lets me sit, and I let it sit for a few minutes, and then brushing it off the excess. All right, so after this process, I always check for evenness to ensure that it's all even. Right, so after setting your concealer, check your face in a different lighting to ensure everything is well blended and there are no visible lines or any unblended areas. Okay, so to complete your look, you want to finish the rest of your makeup routine, such as your brush, your bronzer, or your highlighter. All right, so setting your base with your powder helps this product to blend more smoothly and stay in place for a longer period of time. So next, I'm gonna choose the right contour product that is about 3 shades darker than my natural skin tone. All right, it can be cream, it can be thick, or it can even be powder contour, depending on your preference. All right, for me, I'm going to choose the powder contour. Right, using a small angle brush, I picked up a small amount of contour powder and I started from the top of my nose, as you can see, close to my eyebrows, and I draw a straight a line down each side of my nose. The line should be as straight as possible to ensure a natural look. The closer the lines are, the slimmer your nose will appear, basically to contour your nose. All right, so that's what I'm doing. I have drawn on the side, basically working your way down and connecting the down part. All right, so you can also add a small V shape for definition. All right, so after that, you want to blend using the blending brush or a dark makeup brush. Gently blend the contour line together. All right, blend in small circular motions or use a patting motion to soften the lines and create a natural shadow. All right, and at this point you want to be careful not to overblend. All right, as you want the contour to remain defined. Okay, and applying the highlighter and down the center of your nose for the bridge, from the bridge to the tip of your nose. Okay, all you need to do is to use a small, or your finger actually, to apply that thin layer of highlighter. this will create the illusion of a taller, slimmer nose. Okay, blend the highlighter gently to ensure that there are no harsh lines that will appear. Alright, and to ensure your contour stay in place all day, set your makeup with a translucent setting powder. I always use that to set my anything I highlight. I use a small, you can use a small or fluffy brush, depending on your preference, to slightly dust the powder all over your contour areas and the highlighted lines. Okay, and I always do this whenever I'm done. I look I kind of step backward to check for evenness, right? All you need to do is just look at your nose in a different lighting angles to make sure that everything is well blended and there are no harsh lines. All right, you can adjust if necessary to achieve the balance you're looking for. All right, yeah. Next is to apply our eyeshadow. All right, so first you want to start by priming your eyelid to ensure your eyeshadow stays in place all day and to pop the colors of your eyeshadows. All right, apply an eyeshadow primer or a concealer over your lids and blend it evenly. All right, all I did here is that I took a medium brown eyeshadow and I applied to the crease using a fluffy blending brush. This I'm doing will kind of act as a transition shade for me. All right, and I blend it back and forth in a windshield wiper motions to create the smooth transition. All right, and next I use a darker brown shade to deepen the crease and I apply it to the smaller blending brush. All right, concentrating on the outer corner of and blending it into the crease. This helped the transition with my lighter brown and the darker brown. All right, and this adds depth and dimension to my eye look. All right, and I added a black shade using a precise brush. I apply the black eyeshadow to the outer view of my eyelid. All right, and these will create the smoky effect and intensify the look actually. All right, so all you want to do is to blend it well into the brown shade to avoid some corner harsh lines. As you can see, I'm still working on perfecting that because I know that is important to give you to avoid the harsh lines. All right, so I also took a light pink eyeshadow and I apply it to the inner half of my eyelid using a flat eyeshadow brush. All right, and I pat the light pink on to build this intensity. Then I follow this process by using my black liquid eyeliner just to create this kind of wigged liner on my upper lash line. So I start from the inner corner and I extended it outward, following the natural shape of my eye. All right, you can always adjust your thickness and the length of your wing depending on how you like your wing to be highlighted. All right, and if you like, you can add mascara, and on top of that I added my lashes. So after that step, I kind of brush out the excess setting powder and insert my under eyes, and it came out perfectly well blended. I think I'm happy with it. Following with my favorite blush. So next is my favorite part, which is my lipstick. Okay, so let's get to it. So here with me I have the MAC lip liner, which is a chestnut lip pencil. All right, I love that. I've been using that for years. All right, and so first I started with my clean lips. Okay, let me mention, before you start with anything lips, you want to exfoliate your lips. All right, I can't stress that enough. I feel my lips was dry here, as you can see. You want to exfoliate. You want to start with a clean exfoliated lips. All right, to ensure a smooth application. All right, so you can use a lip scrub. You can use anything you like to kind of exfoliate your lips. All right, yeah, so let that absorb, and then you want to blot off any excess of with your tissue, because you don't want it to glossy at the same time. All right, just hydrate your lips. Ensure that your lips is well hydrated. All right, okay, so I use my MAC lip liner in chestnut, and I start by outlining my lips. All right, kind of outline the lips, and I kind of follow the natural shape of my lips to make it just to keep the line precise. And this process actually helped me to create this ombre effect, and I add depth to the edge of my lips. All right, then after then I kind of blend the liner slightly. So, and I use my powder kiss liquid lip color, and I apply it to the center of my lips. All right, you can use the applicator to kind of apply it, or you can also use a brush to do that as well. All you need to do is just to focus on the middle part of both your upper lips and your lower lips. All right, blend using the lip brush, or you can also use your fingertip as well to blend. All right, all you need to do is just gently blend the liquid lip color outward towards the edge of your lips. Okay, blend it into the lip liner to create this beautiful ombre effect. All right, make sure there are no harsh lines between the two colors that you have used. All right, for me, I like to add more definition with my lips when it comes to lipstick. All right, you can go back and forth. You can go back and forth with your chestnut and lip liner to refine the edges and to enhance the ombre effect. So me, I like ombre. All right, and these steps I think will help you intensify the contrast and make the radiant more kind of pronounced. All right, so when you're done, for a sharp and clean finish, you want to use that concealer. For me, I use my LA Girl concealer to kind of add a well-defined to my edge, and before that I added this concealer as well to the center of my lips, all right, to give it that beautiful umbrella contrast, all right. And I use a flat brush to clean up the edge. I use the LA concealer, LA Girl concealer, to clean up the edge of my lips. Next thing I did is that I added gloss. This is actually optional, all right. If you prefer a glossy finish, you can add a clear lip gloss to your center of your lip. Like what I did, I added a lip gloss to my the upper part and the down part, and I kind of merge it together to give me that glossy look, all right. This adds kind of dimension and makes your lips look fuller, all right. Just be sure to apply lightly to avoid disturbing the overall effect, because you want the overall effect to be pronounced, all right. And yeah, so that's it. And I sealed my makeup with a setting spray. Of course, you know I can never do without a setting spray. There you have it, a full makeup look for beginners. All right, like I mentioned, subscribe, let's learn together, let's practice together, and let's get better together. All right, if you find the video helpful, please do not hesitate to subscribe and be the first to be notified whenever we upload a new one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.